is like explaining the sun through a candle. All of us know about his contribution in space science and technology development. I'll attempt to highlight some other less known aspects as quickly as possible. Dr. Kalam is the greatest scientist India has ever produced. The first scientist president of India was popularly known as People's President. He is a distinguished personality to have received Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and the most highest civilian award of Bharat Ratna. Apart from this, he is a recipient of numerous national and international awards. He is one of the most distinguished scientists with a unique honor of receiving honorary doctorates from 45 universities of India and abroad. His contribution to the state-of-the-art healthcare available to the common man is clearly visible in his attempt to make lighter calipers for the polio-affected children. Over 50,000 children have been fitted with these lightweight calipers. He is an entrepreneur of art, loves literature and poetry. He has written more than 25 poetries in English and Tamil. During one of his visits to USA, he saw some beautiful flowers by the roadside. His host, Dr. Suhas Desai, who is also sitting on the dais, told him that these flowers are known as dogwoods and they blossom only during the spring. Dr. Kalam was surprised that such beautiful flowers and such a name. The same evening, he wrote a poem titled Spring Bloom. He has written many books, and some of them have become a value addition in almost all the libraries and translated in most of the Indian languages. He had his schooling at Swartz High School in Tamil Nadu. Once in a hurry, Kalam went into a wrong class where his math teacher was taking a class. He glared at him through his glasses and said, "What are you doing in the school if you can't even find your way to the right class? You should go back to the village you came from." And caught him by scruff of his neck and beat him with stick in front of the whole class. Kalam felt crushed. He thought, my family had made great sacrifices to send me to this school. He felt terribly homesick at times, but he was determined to make his family feel proud. From that day on, he made up his mind not only to be a good student, but to be the best. He studied day and night. Many months later, his dream of scoring full marks in math exam came true. He was thrilled. Next morning, during the school assembly, the same teacher who punished him stood up and said, "Whoever I punish becomes a great man." Everyone in the assembly started laughing. He then recounted what happened. He pointed to Kalam and added, "Mark my words, this boy is going to bring glory to the school and the teachers. Here is that boy who brought glory to not only to his parents, not only to his school and teachers, but to the nation." Although Kalam had several projects in his professional life, he treated each like his last. Such was his passion. His advisor, Major General R. Swaminathan, explained Kalam's success as a leader. He has this unique capability of being a boss as well as a worker. He can take on any role with ease. When Dr. Kalam's first major project, SLV-3, failed the first time, he was almost shattered. Also around this time, Kalam's childhood mentor died. "A part of me too passed away," said Dr. Kalam. His boss, Professor Satish Dhawan, backed him up under this difficult situation. Dr. Kalam, as a project in charge, was supposed to answer all questions in the press conference. But Professor Dhawan took away the mic from his hands and answered all cornering questions.
Now, friends, I want to tell you, wherever I go, I say, youth has got the power to become unique you. You can become unique you. How you can become unique you? You know, friends, you just see this light. It is just shining like that, this light. When you see the light and bulb, whom do you remember? Yes? Yes, go ahead. Thomas Alva Edison, because he found how the electricity, Faraday's electricity, how it can be deployed. Thomas Alva Edison said that I will like the whole United States of America. When he not found out even the bulb, but he said he is going to light the United States of America, and that is a real story, friends. Now, whenever you see the aircraft sound, you will remember two guys. Yeah, this side is very good, Wright brothers. This side also good, Wright brothers. Now, telephone bell rings. Whenever telephone bell rings, Alexander Graham Bell, he did not have a lab in 1805 when he discovered the telephone. He did not have. He built the telephone in his brain. The laboratory was become a brain. And then he assembled, get the component system assembled, and a few inches he can communicate. Many laughed, but he said, I'm going to connect the world. There was one scientist, Indian scientist. He was traveling from London in 1920s, in London to Calcutta. When he reached the Calcutta one evening, he found sun was shining. He looked at the horizon, sky was blue, sea was blue. He asked why sky is blue and sea is blue. To get an answer, he has to work hard for 7 years. 7 full years worked hard. Finally, he established due to backscattering of the light and got a Nobel Prize. Very good, yes, Sir C.V. Raman. Now, friends, it's only one lady in the world who got 2 Nobel Prizes. Madame Curie got Nobel Prize for radium discovery and also characterizing radio metals. Now, friends, when I said bulb and electricity, you can remember Thomas Alva Edison. When I said the aircraft sound, you can remember Wright brothers. When telephone bell rings, you remember. When backscattering of the light, you remember Sir C.V. Raman. And 2 Nobel Prize lady, you can remember Madame Curie. Why do you remember? Why do you remember them? I didn't tell their name, but you have remember their action. Because they are unique. Now you got an answer. 100% mark for you. So they are unique. Now, friends, I have so far, as I said, 16 million youth in a decade's time. I learned every youth wants to be unique. That's one unique quality of the youth. Every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world around you, the whole gathering here, the world around you, is doing its best day and night to make you just everybody else. You all want to become unique? About 10,000 people. But the world working day and night to make you everybody else. You go home in the evening. Your parents, some parents will say, why not you be neighbors' children, like they get good marks. You go to school and colleges. The teacher will say, why not the first 10 rankers? So everybody want to make you everybody else. This guy cannot see. He does not have the physical vision. Both eyes he cannot see. But he wants to become first president of visually challenged for India. So I congratulated him. I congratulated the boy, Srikanth. May God bless you, President, and anything bigger than that I wish you everything I said. Then I studied about the boy, Srikanth. In 10th class he scored 92% mark. In 10 plus 1 he scored 94.5%. In 10 plus 2, 97.6 he scored. Now he's told me he had an ambition. He wanted to study in Boston at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So he wrote a letter to President of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Mr. President, these are my marks. I would like to become a graduate of MIT and please give me admission. Promptly reply came, it's not possible because you are visually challenged. Our rule does not permit you to admit you in the class. But this boy did not leave. He wrote back. He said, Mr. President of MIT, you are conducting an exam for all the people, for entry exam to select candidates. You allow me to appear. If I am getting good marks, you consider. He was allowed as an exceptional case. He became fourth in the rank of 5,400 people. He got the admission. And he's doing very well. Not only he's doing MIT, he has become a small entrepreneur in India also. So friends, it indicates that you have to have a dream. Without dream, we are useless. Human beings are useless. Dream transform into thoughts, thought result into action. And the message from this Srikanth is, will you repeat with me, all of you? What we receive from Srikanth message. When I wish upon a star, makes no difference who I am. When I wish upon a star, makes no difference who I am. Anything my heart desires will come to me. That's the message of Srikanth. Even though he is visually handicapped. Friends, I was in Maharashtra 2 weeks back. An incident took place in the Harali village, Kolhapur district, Maharashtra, where I met over 2,000 students hailing from different schools. When I was about to get down from the stage after finishing my lecture and interaction, a young boy, about 18 years of age, held in the arms of mothers, the boy is carried because he is handicapped in all sides. The mother held in the arms of the mother, cried to meet me. He said, I want to meet you. I called both of the mother and the boy on the stage. The polio-affected boy could not walk, but he was strong in willpower. He told me, my name is Shailesh. My name is Shailesh, Mr. Kalam. I am from this village, Harali. You told us to have a dream. You told us, I asked him like today. You told us to have a dream. I am here to tell you my dream. I am a chess player. I will work very hard. Someday I will become the Grand Master of the world. You want to become Grand Master of the world. I wish to Shailesh all the best, who has strong willpower and said that you will succeed. Definitely God is with you. Dear friend, the message is willpower can defeat any problem. Willpower can defeat any problem. Now I am going to finally recite a poem which I
Eid Mubarak, myself painter Priyanka from Sir P.T. Sarvajanik College of Science, pursuing BSc second year. So my question is, our education system believes in mugging up and rectification method. Stud- Students who mug up well are considered to be the intelligent, but there are also students who are scoring less, have ignited mind. So we can see that Einstein and Bill Gates were not the toppers in the class. So according to you, what should be the assessment criteria in our education system?
my see, I have a feeling, we have three systems the education: primary, secondary, in the higher education. Now, I don't have much comment what you asked, the secondary and higher education. But definitely I've got a comment on the primary education. Primary education up to age 15 is an important area for the children for growth of creativity. The classroom has to be creative, the teacher has to be creative, the syllabus has to be creative. All the three has to be creative. It's not. Today it's not. So reform, if you do the primary education reform, if you do, then the best products will come to secondary education and then higher education. Okay? So we have to do a lot of research, and a committee is working on how to improve the primary education. Okay? Yes.
A very good afternoon, sir.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, man. Shout, shout.
Please hand over the mic to him.
A very good afternoon, sir. Sir, left hand side. Sorry, sir, right hand side. I'm so sorry.
Please, one at a time.
Control the team members here. Only one at a time ask a question, yes. What? Kept going, even I failed. What kept going? Because you want to, for you, it's not the individual has to become great. The nation has to become great. So SL with it you succeed, the nation has to become great, because the capacity building is very essential. So that kept me going. Find out what went wrong. And we found out. And we corrected. We flew. We got a success. Okay? So message is, repeat with me. Repeat with me. I will become captain of the problem, defeat the problem, and succeed. That's the message. Okay, now I will take one more question. Yes?
Good evening, sir.
Why don't you give a mic here?
Yes,
Why
this is a
simply
mic there.
standing? Simply standing. And you
Good evening, sir. My name is Maria Sharif. I am a student in Lutz Convent High School. I am studying in standard 10th. Everybody has his or own inspiration, just like you are mine from 10 years. I've been following you and in your footsteps. I would like to ask you, who was your inspiration that you have come and achieved such great heights?
Well, when I was it's a good question. When I was at next year, what subject you will take?
Science.
Science. Good girl, good girl.
Thank you, sir.
Though it's like this. When I was a 10-year boy, 1941. None of you were in idea form, 1941. At that time, I had a teacher, his name is Siva Subramania Iyer. He went to the blackboard, put a sketch of the bird, put all the components of the bird, wings, tail and nose, started explaining how a bird fly. And the way he explained, that evening he took me to the seashore, took the class to the seashore, showed how the seagulls fly flapping the wings. That day I decided my life should be, my aim goal should be
सुजलां सुफलां